And if we survive the Great War. What is actually the role of Russia at this moment in our time and our space? In this eternal fight between good and bad, good and evil, the oppressors and the oppressed, where is Russia and where is Serbia? What are we supposed to do?
I was in Moscow in February of last year, attending a conference on multipolarity. I was surprised that they gave me such a high status in the conference. I was the only religious scholar, and I was an Islamic scholar in that conference. And after the conference was over, I was again surprised when I was invited to join a small group, about 15 of us, for dinner with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. And all the talk in the dinner was about politics and economics, and the minister was in a good mood. He took off his tie, and he was joking and laughing. And I enjoyed the discussion until I got a chance to speak. I asked the minister whether I could speak to him about the Quran and Russia. He must have been surprised, and there was silence, total silence in the room, because the Russians are very serious when it comes to religion. When I had spoken to him about the Quran and Russia, what is Russia's destiny? The minister then asked me whether I can write on the subject for him. So Maria, I then spent the next 5 months writing the Quran and Russia's destiny. And in that book, I broke new ground. Our people will be very unfamiliar with the things I've said in that book, the Quran and Russia's destiny. I hope to launch the book next year, April, in Moscow, inshallah. And Professor Alexander Dugin wrote the foreword to the book. In that book, I argue that one of the missions that Russia has in the world is to block or to checkmate Gog and Magog, which is modern Western civilization. And that is taking place now in Ukraine. The implications of a Russian success in Ukraine would be that Gog and Magog will now no longer come from different parts of the world to the Holy Land, but the Gog and Magog will be only in the Holy Land. That is, those who rule over Israel today. And the destruction of Gog and Magog will take place by the Lord God himself in Jerusalem. But this will be at that time when Jesus returns. The most powerful voice in history to have prophesied that Jesus will come back one day, tell this to the Balkans for me, is the voice of Prophet Muhammad. Allah's blessing be upon him. We know when Jesus will return. We know what he will do when he returns because our prophet has spoken about it.